So I thought I would try to do a bit of a better video on the actual process of wrapping. So if you want to see how I got to this point where he's banded all the way down his body, I've got a different video on that. But for just doing this, what we're going to do is I have a band in there already, and I have it sitting fairly tight. You want it a little bit tighter than you maybe would be just for doing regular, just if you were going to just band it, because when you put your wrap on, it is usually sits a little bit looser than that, and then if you want to cut out your band, you want to be able to get under that. So I'm going to, I think that's a fairly good angle. So first of all, I was going to tip everything. I haven't done this part yet. Alright, so you're going to take your wrap, and I usually fold down the first little bit of it. How much you fold down kind of depends on how long your dog's coat is if you weren't using the long wraps or the short wraps. But I usually like to fold the end that is going to go against the dog down, just so that it's not such a kind of more sharp edge, I guess. So what you're going to do is you're going to place the wrap behind the band with most of it on the other side. You want just enough to be able to start curling it in so that you can start the wrap around. So I just place it in. I'm going to hold it with my thumb and with my fingers at the back. And then I'm going to wrap this over with my other hand, and as I'm wrapping it over, I'm going to take my thumb, bring it out and around, and then back to hold what I've just wrapped over. And I'm going to take my other hand and hold that, and then I can let go, and as you can see, we're starting to wrap around. So then I'm going to keep taking this bottom, the piece that you're wrapping around, until I'm holding it again with my thumb. I'm then going to run this thumb inside the wrap and up to try to catch the hair inside. Then I'm going to take the piece that we're still wrapping around and wrap it around again. This time I'm going to run my other fingers up into the wrap and try and twist that around as we go. So I'm going to twist around the bottom piece, bring my thumb up into the wrap, and twist around the bottom piece and bring my other fingers up into the wrap until I can tell that it's going in a nice tight little tube. Now if you've twisted your base a bit, because sometimes when you're wrapping this around, you twist it, I always try and bring it back to zero so that the hair isn't twisted around, just because I like to try and make them lay semi-flat. I'm going to run my fingers up it a bit. See if I can. Yeah. I'm going to run my fingers up it a bit to make it a little bit kind of flat and sit together, and then I'm going to roll down just the first bit, just so that again the kind of edges aren't sitting up against his skin. I'm going to roll it down just a bit, and I'm going to take the whole thing and roll it down till we get to our base. So there I have it sitting right up kind of against the base of the hair, kind of matching where it started. And then I'm going to run my fingers up inside of the wrap so that we have another corner there. And then I'm going to fold that forward. You can fold it forward or you can fold it back. It doesn't matter. But now I've got my nice little packet. I call it a packet because to me it kind of looks like, a packet of something. I'm going to take my band and put it right down just above my fingers that are holding it. I'm going to wrap it around 3 times. So now I've got it wrapped around the base, and then I usually take another band and I wrap it around at the top. There, so now we've got this nicely wrapped. It's all looking neat and organized. And now you can take your mat or your band cutter and you're just going to slide it underneath so you can grab onto the band, cut the band, and then just twirl it around until it comes out. And that one is done. I'll show it to you again, just because I know it can be confusing. Not that you can't just rewind this and watch it again, but we will do it again just so that you can see it. So again, I am trying to remember to tip everything, so I'm just going to run this up and tip that quickly. And then I'm going to take my wrap. These are, I've already used them before. You can reuse your wraps as long as they don't have big holes in them and stuff. So again, I've got this top portion folded down slightly. I'm going to place it behind the hair with most of it to the side that I'm not holding. I'm going to wrap it around and put my thumb holding it in place. Then I'm going to take my other hand and I'm going to start wrapping around, and I'm going to move my thumb so that I can hold what I'm starting to wrap. And I'm going to let it go. You're going to run your fingers up through it. You're going to take the piece you're wrapping and continue to wrap it. And again, run your fingers up the inside because you want to trap all that hair on the inside. If you're having a lot of troubles with this, because it does take a lot of coordination at first, you can actually take it and put it in your mouth. And then keep wrapping it around. And that'll just hold this piece taut while you wrap the other piece around. So again, sticking my finger up in there. Again, if you were doing this with your mouth, you just keep pulling everything around just like that. And then once you've got everything looking kind of smooth, make sure that you don't have your base twisted. Run your fingers up it to kind of create a flat line there. If you don't like, if it's looking a little bit wider than at the top, you can fiddle around with it. But then fold the first little bit down. Fold everything down so it's in half. Pull this section up so that you get a little bit of a edge there, or a corner. Fold that piece down. Again, you can fold it forward or back. I usually go back and then forward, but you could do it forward twice or back twice, or back front first or back first. Take your band just above your fingers. You're going to wrap it around. And now that has it all nice and secured. And you're going to take your other band and wrap it around one more time. And again, you can take your band cutter, which I think my dog is lying on. Good boy. And you're just going to reach underneath of your wrap. You're going to cut your band out and then just unwrap it. And there you go. You've got 2 wrapping sections done. If you need to re-watch it, just keep watching it again and again. But otherwise, you just continue to go up at the neck. And these combs that I have combs on either side. You can't see it because my dog is leaning. But I have these combs on either side. Again, if you watch the other video, you'll be able to see how I've done that. But that really helps hold the rest of the hair down so that you don't get it caught up in your wraps. And then I've got this clip here holding my front section up, and then each of my back sections, obviously they stay out of the way because they're wrapped. So yeah, I hope that was a little bit more helpful, a little bit closer, and a little bit better lighting. And hopefully that helps you to figure out how to wrap. It does take a while to learn, to get your fingers working the way they're supposed to, especially if you're like me and you're not very good with, doing French braids and stuff in your own hair. But eventually you will get the hang of it and you'll be able to start creating nice, neat little wraps to care for your dog's hair. Thanks for watching.